I think investors are actually going to be sorely disappointed. I hear an awful lot of investors just taking the stance of, we don't want that. We want a long lease and we want a strong covenant. That's what we will fund. Well, that's all very, very well, but there gets to a point where you have to pay some attention to what your customer wants. And in this new world where you've got 6 modalities of occupation, your customer wants something different. So I don't think the investment community as it stands really has got, if you like, product market fit, as we talk about it in the software industry. You're still going to have, I don't know, if you go forward 10 years, 30-40% of the space will be large occupiers, long leases, strong covenants, the sort of thing that investors like. But they're actually not going to be very good investments. They're going to be like buying government gilts, because they're going to be rare and there's going to be so much demand for an occupier with a 15-year lease and a strong covenant. So rates are going to go right down. What you're going to get for investors in the rest of the market is they need to start to be thinking about operators. Who is operating their space? If you take I think what's going to happen, you'll get situations where you might get 200,000 square foot office buildings. One is just traditionally run, slightly boring, no great interaction between management and staff. And then you'll get the building next door, which will be very actively managed. You'll get a building where the managers completely understand how the building works, where you've got a cognitive building. This building's going to talk back to you, so it's going to say, I'm a bit hot, I'm a bit cold, this is going to break, that's going to break, this is what I need now. So IoT is going to enable us to understand our buildings much better. And then the third strand of that is understanding who you have in your building. Because if you have people of a certain type, they are going to use your building in a different way to people of a different type. So I think a really great operator is going to be a new mix of property manager, where they're going to have all the property management skills that they have now, but they're also going to understand technology, because they're going to understand how to operate an Internet of Things network. Then they're going to understand data, because they're going to need to know they're generating all this data, but how do you analyze it? Then they're going to need to know hospitality, then they're going to need to know workplace. So I can quite see what you're going to end up with. You're going to end up with landlords who don't think about selling an office lease at the moment. What they're selling is a productive workforce. Come to my building because I have all the skills needed to make your staff as productive as possible. And that changes, I think, the valuation and the investment model dramatically. So the important thing is, if you like, we're moving from a world where you were just invested in hardware, a building, to you're now investing in hardware and software, and you're investing in a business.